All right, so welcome again, everyone. Thanks for being here. If you're watching this on YouTube, I've got this blanket roll here that I'm laying horizontally across the mat. We're going to start reclined, using this blanket as a way to assist with a chest opening in a reclined position. So you want to lower yourself down if you're using this blanket so that it crosses your body just at the base of your shoulder blades, the very tips of the shoulder blades. Your arms should be just above the blanket on the floor, not stuck on top of the blanket. So above the blanket on the floor. And you can adjust if you need to so that it's really in a good spot. And what it should do is just arch your rib cage a little bit, elevate the sternum and the chest, but the shoulders should be on the ground as well, the top of the shoulders. The back of the head should be on the ground. And I like to do this pose with my knees bent and my feet flat on the floor. I find that having the legs extended can sometimes actually tighten up the lower back here, but you do whatever is comfortable. And again, if you don't have a blanket or you're not interested in starting out this way, then you can just lie flat on your back with your knees bent. So just take a few moments here, gently close the eyes. With an evening practice, our goal is to just wind down the energy, preparing the body for rest and for sleep. And so begin just by observing what quality of energy is in your body right now. Notice how you're feeling physically. Notice what your mood is like and where your thoughts are right now. And acknowledge where in the body you may be holding on to tension or stress from whatever you experienced today. Paying special attention to those areas as we move in and out of our postures tonight. And then turn your attention to your breath. And just start to observe the rise and fall of your own breath cycle and how your body expands and contracts. And if you have the blanket propped beneath you, focus on really expanding into that contact every time you inhale. Begin to slow down and deepen your natural breath. Settling into a rhythm that you can maintain throughout our movement this evening. And if you have the blanket rolled up beneath you, I'm going to have you press against your feet and just slide your body farther back so that the blanket is no longer in the shoulders, but it's a little bit lower. And then press against your feet, lift your hips up off the ground and just reach under you to remove the blanket entirely. Just push it off to the side. Good. If you want it up off of your mat, of course, readjust yourself so that your head isn't on the ground. Good. And then we're going to begin with a reclined spinal twist. Straighten your left leg down on the ground and bring your right knee in toward your upper body. And then cross it over your pelvis toward the floor as you float the right arm out to the side. So just continuing with chest opening here. Try to keep the right shoulder connected to the floor as you twist. You feel your inhalation breath expand all the way up through the right side of the rib cage and up into the right side of your chest. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, unwind. Good, straighten your right leg in front of you. Bring your left knee in toward the chest and then cross it over your hips toward the floor. Left arm floats out to the side, keeping the chest nice and open. Breathing into that space on the left side. One more deep breath in. And exhale, unwind. Good, let's bend both knees, planting the feet hip width apart. Cross your right ankle to your left thigh for reclined pigeon pose. Press the knee away from your face, and you can stay here or bring the legs in, reaching through the space and holding the back of the left thigh. You can rock a little bit here if that feels good. Curl and spread the toes or move your ankles around. One more deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Switching sides. Left ankle to the right thigh, pressing that knee away. And optional, you can bring the knees in, reach through the gap and hold the right hamstrings. Gently rocking if that feels good. Moving the little joints in the feet and ankles around. One more inhalation. And let go as you exhale. Good, find your strap, and we're going to do a little hamstring release before we get up off of the back. You can straighten the left leg down on the mat again. Bring your right knee to your chest and lift up to place the strap around the foot. Lie down and press that foot up toward the ceiling, straightening the right leg. Good, press evenly across the whole surface area of the foot. Flexing the front of the ankle, driving the heel up toward the ceiling. And we're going to do a little lift. Draw your belly button down toward your spine and then curl your upper body up off the mat. Bring the nose closer to the knee. Holding here for a few breaths. And then slowly roll back down. Take the strap in the right hand only and open that leg out to the right side. Take your time finding this hip opening. Anchor the left side of your body to the ground to stabilize as you breathe deeply here. One more breath in. Exhale, bring the leg back up to the center and change hands. Cross your leg to the other side, keeping the leg nice and straight. You can go over any amount that feels good to you tonight. The next time that you inhale, bring the leg back up to the center, and exhale, bend the knee. Remove the strap and release the right leg down to the ground, and bring your left knee into your chest. When you're ready, lift up and take that strap around the ball of the left foot, lie down and straighten that leg. Once you have it, adjusting the strap so there's tension in it, you've got a tight grip. Nice, steady, even breathing. Just note how this side feels compared to the right, and how you may need to subtly adjust your alignment if there's an imbalance there. And then we'll take the lift, draw your belly button down toward your spine, contract your core as you roll the head and shoulders up, trying to bring the nose closer to the knee. And then exhale, slowly roll down, transfer the strap to the left hand only, and open that leg out to the left side. Nice and slowly anchoring the right side of your body to the ground. One more breath in. And exhale, contract the inner thigh and lift the leg back up. Changing hands, cross the leg over now toward the right side, any amount. And the next time you breathe in, lift the leg back up, and as you breathe out, bend the knee. Remove the strap, you can put that aside, and shake out the legs on the mat a little bit, wiggle the knees and the ankles. Just let go of some of that active energy from your thighs. And then let's hug both of the knees into the upper body, wrap your arms around the legs, rock a little from side to side, massaging the lower back and the sacrum. And then we're going to rock up and down the length of the spine. So tuck the chin to the chest, swing your knees toward your face, and then rock up your back and then down again. Taking 3 or 4 of these. And on your last one, give enough momentum so that you end up sitting. And once you're upright, we're going to transition to table pose. Just going to get rid of my socks here. All right, so coming onto the hands and knees. And we'll take some spinal waves to warm up the back and shoulders. Inhale to lift the tailbone, chest, and the chin. Exhale, round the back, tucking the tail and the chin. And again, inhale, exhale, round. Take a few more of these in each direction, moving at the speed of your own breath. And the next time you exhale through the rounded back, that can be your last one. Return to a neutral table pose. And then let's walk the arms forward and lower the chest and armpits toward the floor for half down dog. Letting the forehead come down as well. Lengthening through the arms and opening up through the shoulders and the upper back. Take about 5 more breaths here. And then come on back up to your table pose. And let's take a low lunge, stepping the right foot in between the hands, sliding the left knee down and back. And you can take your hands on blocks if you like, if the shoulders feel a little tight. Let's take a few breaths here, just releasing down into the pelvis, finding that stretch in the front of the left hip and thigh. And then keep the hips nice and low as we inhale, reach the arms forward and up, lifting up into crescent lunge. Feel your rib cage and chest lift up, and glide the arms back slightly, arching the upper back. And from here, we're going to twist, take your left hand down, press against the mat and rotate from your waist, reaching up still with the left arm. And if you like, you can rotate, the right arm. The right arm's reaching up. We're going to rotate the right thumb and wrap the right arm around the back, bending at the elbow, opening that chest up toward the ceiling. Good. If you did wrap the right arm around the back, let's reach it up again. And then release that hand to the floor. Good. Rock your hips back in space and just step that foot out of the lunge and back down into table. And then switch legs. Step the left foot forward. Slide the right knee down and back so you have a nice low hip position here in your lunge. And just take a few breaths there to let things settle. And notice how this side feels compared to the other. And then on your next breath in, reach the arms forward and up, lifting into your crescent lunge, drawing the rib cage and chest forward and up. Glide the arms back, little tiny back bend. And then on an exhalation, lean down and place the right hand on the floor. Press against it to take your twist, rotating the belly button, ribs, and the chest, reaching up with the left arm. Then if you like, you can rotate the left thumb in and then wrap that arm around your back, taking a half bind variation, opening that side of the chest up toward the ceiling. One more breath in. You can reach the left arm up if it was wrapped, and then exhale, take that hand to the mat, rock your hips back, and step that foot out of the lunge back into table. Good. From here, walk your knees back about half a foot, and we're going to take a little movement to warm up the shoulders and work on lowering down to the ground. So from here, bend the elbows as you exhale and lower your body to the floor. Point your toes, loop the shoulders back, and inhale, arch to cobra. Exhale, roll your abdomen and head down. Inhale, push back up to the knees. Then exhale the hips to the heels and settle into child's pose. Just take a few breaths here in child's pose and allow your shoulders and arms to relax. We're going to come through that again. When you're ready, lifting up to the hands and knees. Shoulders are over the palms, the knees are a little farther back than in regular table pose. On an exhalation, lower to the ground. Point the toes, loop the shoulders back. Inhale, arch to cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, press up to the knees. Exhale, drop the hips back to the heels and settle into child's pose. Let the body melt here. Two more rounds. On an inhalation, lift back up. Shoulders over the palms. Exhale, lower down. Draw the shoulders back as you inhale. Arch up to cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press back up to the knees. Exhale, child's pose. Soften the shoulders. One more round. Come on, back up to the hands and knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press up. Exhale, child's pose. Arms and shoulders release. Let the back of the neck feel soft. Take 5 breaths here. And after those 5 breaths, lift yourself up to table when you're ready. Plant the palms ahead of you, spacing the fingers widely apart for downward facing dog. And then lift the hips up and press back to our first down dog this evening. Let your neck soften. And if you like, you can pedal the legs, bending one knee at a time as you reach the opposite heel down, stretching through the calf muscles. Try and let your head be heavy. And then when you're ready, look forward and inhale. Exhale and step your feet all the way up to your hands. And then hang over your legs here in a standing forward fold. If you like, you can hold on to your elbows or hold the back of your ankles. Then press evenly and actively through both of your feet. Three more breaths. And then take the hands to the front of your shins or ankles. Press against them as you inhale to the flat back position. Exhale to fold and let it go. Let the arms hang down. Bend your knees like you're about to sit into chair pose, but then roll up slowly through a rag doll. One vertebra at a time, gradually coming to stand. Once you're standing, roll the shoulders down and back and feel a tall mountain pose. Just take a few breaths here as you lengthen upward through the spine. Good, and we're gonna move through a few rounds of slow sun salutations, so make sure you're at the very front of your mat. And we'll begin on an inhalation breath. Reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale like you're diving, come to your forward bend. Inhale to the flat back position. Exhale, bend your knees and step back into plank pose. Take one deep breath in and exhale, lower your body to the floor. Point the toes. Inhale, arch back to cobra pose. Exhale, roll down and let it go. Inhale, press up to the knees. Exhale, drop the hips back and then lift up, adjusting your feet for downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe. One more breath in, look forward. As you breathe out, step to your hands. Inhale to the flat back position. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, open the arms to reach all the way up as you stand. Exhale, release. Second round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, walk to plank pose. Take a deep breath in and exhale, lower your body to the floor. Point the toes, inhale, cobra. Exhale. push up to the knees. Exhale, the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. One more breath in, look forward. As you breathe out, step to the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up, reaching overhead. Exhale, release the arms. Final round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk to plank. One more breath in. Exhale, lower your body down. Inhale, arch to Cobra Pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press up to the knees. Exhale, the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Take about 5 deep breaths. One more breath in, look forward. Exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up to stand, reaching overhead. Exhale, and release your arms. So let's grab our straps again. We're going to use them as an assist for a chest opening in a forward fold. You can stay at the front of your mat. We're going to be coming from this into a squat. If you want support for your squat, you might want to have blocks, and then you can just end up sitting on your blocks in a squat if it's not comfortable to do it freely in your mat. So we're going to stand with the feet already as wide apart as we need them for a squat, so mine are going to be a little wider than hip width apart. Reach behind you and grab onto that strap so it's in between your fists. Roll the shoulders back to open your chest. And gently straighten the arms behind you. And if there's any resistance in your rotator cuff, then just take your hands wider apart. Good. From here, put a soft bend in your knees and then send your hips back and your upper body forward as you fold over the legs. Let your head release and slowly let the arms lift up and overhead. Here too, you can always separate the hands wider on the strap if there's any discomfort in the front of the shoulder. Good. From here, slowly lower your arms. You can separate the hands and put the strap down. Let the arms just hang down for a brief moment. And then turn your toes out slightly for your squat alignment, and then bend the knees and lower your tailbone down toward the floor. Take the elbows to the inside of the knees and the palms together in front of the heart. And we're just going to breathe here in this squat. Again, you're welcome to stack a block or 2 blocks underneath you and just let your tailbone and hips sit down on the blocks if this is not comfortable. If your heels touch the ground, try and let more of your upper body weight go into the heels, so the tailbone's going to get a little lower. That can help you lift your chest. Three more breaths. And then release the hands down. Tuck your chin toward your chest, dropping the head, and then slowly lift your hips so that you come to a forward bend, toe heeling your feet back so they're only hip width apart. Take the hands to your shins and inhale to the flat back position. Exhale, bend the knees and step back directly to downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. From here, bring the knees to the floor, point the toes, and come into child's pose. Feel your shoulders melt. And close the eyes here, just noticing how you feel in your body right now. Good. And then from here, I'm going to have you lift back up into table pose. And we're going to take threading the needle. We're going to start with the right arm. So we're going to open to the right side and reach that arm up as you inhale. Then exhale, swoop it under you. Bring the shoulder and the side of the head to the floor. Move your left hand over and push against the ground with that hand to lean back, creating that twist and spreading your right shoulder blade away from the spine. You can stay here or you can raise your left arm up into the air if you like and let the arm gradually fall back in space to open that side of the chest. If your arm is up in the air, let's release that hand back to the floor. Then we'll all press the ground. Inhale and come off the shoulder, reaching up to the right once more. And exhale, release that hand to table. Other side, raise your left arm and open to that side. On an exhalation, sweep the arm under you, bring the shoulder down, left side of the head to the floor. Move your right hand over and push the ground, leaning back onto the left shoulder. Breathing deeply here. You can stay or you can raise your right arm up and let it fall back gradually to open the right side of the chest. And if that arm is up in the air, let's exhale, bring it to the floor, press the ground and inhale, lift up and open to the left once more, and exhale, release. Good, from here, walk your knees back and then slowly lower your whole body down to the ground. Here we're gonna do a little quad stretch. Support your forehead with your left forearm. Bend the right knee and reach back for the top of the foot or the front of the ankle. Bend the elbow more to bring the heel closer to your hip. If you want a stronger stretch, tuck your tailbone and press the front of the pelvis against the ground. Just lengthening through the quadriceps here. Breathing deeply against your mat. And then let it go, switching sides. Support the forehead with your right forearm. Bend your left knee and reach back for the top of the foot or the front of the ankle. And bring that heel closer to the hip. And if you like, tuck your tailbone and press the front of your pelvis down against the mat. Good, and let it go. All right, we're gonna come up onto the forearms and the elbows into Sphinx Pose. And then I'm gonna give you some optional variations from here, but we're all gonna start with just the basic foundation of the posture. The elbows are gonna be right underneath your shoulders. Forearms are parallel, palms are open with the fingers spread widely. Tuck your tailbone and press the front of your pelvis into the floor. It's gonna engage your glutes, and it should immediately make it less intense in the low back, less pressure there. Press firmly against your elbows and try and glide your shoulder blades down your back toward your hips and feel your rib cage press forward. It's going to be very subtle. You probably wouldn't even see this movement if you were looking at you from afar. So you'll just feel it. One more deep breath in. And then we're gonna lower down. Just make a little pillow by stacking your hands on top of each other so that you can place your forehead there and breathe in a face down position. And we're going to take that once more. Lift yourself up and prop up onto the elbows and the forearms. Tuck your tailbone to engage your glutes and press the front of your pelvis against the mat. Press against the elbows and try and glide your shoulder blades back while you puff your rib cage forward. And then an optional variation, press firmly against your palms, but hover your elbows about 2 inches up off of the ground. And if you're doing that, make sure you're still really engaging the glute muscles and pressing the front of the pelvis into the mat so that this lift doesn't put added pressure in the lower back. We're increasing the arch in the upper back. Good. If you did lift the elbows up, we're going to bring them back to the floor first. And then let's again stack one palm on top of the other for a little pillow and let your head rest there so you can breathe facing down. Just take a few breaths to relax, feel your shoulders melt, feel your lower and middle back soften. And we're going to take this one last time, and I'll offer one other optional variation. So go ahead and prop up onto the elbows and forearms for Sphinx Pose. Finding that alignment of the elbows directly under the shoulders, parallel forearms. Engage your glutes and press the front of the pelvis into the mat. Glide the shoulders back and try and puff your chest forward and up. Good. From this position, we can try a single-legged bow pose. So I'm going to bend my right knee and then lean over to the left so I can reach my right hand back and try to take the ankle or the foot. But my left forearm is still in Sphinx Pose. If you have this, flex your ankle against your hand and try and drive the foot toward the back of the mat. So it just pulls on the arm a little bit and creates a deeper opening across the chest. Good, and then gently let it go. Put the right forearm back down into Sphinx Pose and lower the right leg. And then when you're ready to switch sides, bend your left knee and lean to the right a little bit now so you can reach your left hand back and take the front of the ankle if you can. Flex the ankle against the hand and send that foot toward the back of the mat. Still supporting your upper body with the right hand in the Sphinx Pose. Good, gently let it go. Good, this time we're gonna relax facing down with the arms alongside the body. Turn your head to whichever side is the most comfortable for you and let your shoulders melt down into the ground. Let your legs relax. And just take a few breaths here against the mat. And then let's separate the legs a little bit wider apart than hip width. Bend the knees so your feet lift up into the air and just swish the feet back and forth for windshield wipers, letting your pelvis and your lower back gently rock. Good, and then you can let that motion stop, release the legs back to the ground. Take your forehead to the mat and place your palms outside of the chest like you're about to do cobra. And then from there, gradually press yourself up to the knees. Slide your knees forward and bring them together. And gently sit back on the heels like you're about to do child's pose. And then walk your arms and upper body over to the right side for a lateral variation of child's pose. And then lower your upper body down toward the floor, letting the head drop through the arms if that's comfortable. Stretching down the left side from the armpit all the way to the hip joint. And then lift your head, walk your hands back to the center of your mat and then over to the left side, creating that lateral curve in your spine and then lowering down for that side child's pose. And when you're ready to release, walk your hands back to the center and then fold your upper body down the center for a moment. Let your forehead release down. Breathe into the sides and back of your body. And when you're ready to come out, lift your head, walk your hands in. And we're going to take a few seated postures to finish up. So if you've got any support that you'd like to sit up on, go ahead and take that. Whether it's that blanket that you could unroll and fold or a bolster. And find your strap again here as well. We're going to start with nose to knee pose. So you're going to straighten your left leg out in front of you. Bend your right knee out to the side and draw the sole of the foot to the inner left thigh. And then toss your strap forward so that it connects around the ball of the left foot. Once you have it there, hold it with a tight grip, just like we did in our hamstring release at the beginning. Pull against the strap to help you sit up nice and tall here, lengthening upward through your spine. Take a few breaths here before we fold. And then drop your chin toward your chest with an exhalation. Gently pull against your strap to start guiding your spine forward and down the leg. And then re-extend your arms. If you're at your heel with your hands, you can hold there. If you have quite a bit of strap left, just inch your hands a little farther down to wherever allows your arms to extend again. When you're ready to come out, inhale and rise up. Good, we're gonna get rid of the strap, but we're gonna stay with this side of the body. Just lift your bent knee up. So you place the sole of the foot on the floor and you're hugging the bent knee in toward you. We're gonna come into a seated twist here. Raise your right arm and inhale. Then as you exhale, twist to the right, placing that hand down just behind you and hugging the bent knee in closer to your upper body. You can bring it into the bend of your elbow or cross the elbow outside of the knee and press against it. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, unwind. Okay, let's switch legs. Straighten your right leg in front of you. Bend your left knee out to the side. Sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh. Toss your strap forward and connect it around the ball of your right foot. Good, pull against it and sit up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine. Creating space in the upper body. And then when you're ready to fold, tuck the chin to the chest. Gently pull against your strap, guiding your spine forward and down over the straight leg. And then re-extend your arms, reaching forward, and hold either at the foot or just somewhere farther down the strap. When you're ready to come out, inhale and rise up. Good, you can get rid of the strap. And let's bring the bent knee up so the sole of the foot comes to the floor, hugging the shin and knee close to you as you sit tall. Raise your left arm and inhale. Exhale, twist to the left, putting that hand down just behind you and hugging the bent knee in close to your upper body. One more breath in, and exhale, unwind. Good, release the bent knee. You can slide down off of whatever you might have been sitting on and come down to your back for Shavasana, final relaxation. Get yourself nice and comfortable, taking whatever props you might like, any extra layers of clothing to stay warm. Once you are settled here, gently close your eyes. Start to feel your body release down into the ground. Softening through every muscle and every joint. Letting go of any lingering active energy in the body. And take one final deep inhalation through the nose and out the mouth. And with that gesture, let go of the deep breathing now. And invite your natural breath quality to return to your body during this resting pose. Slowly bring your attention back to the surface and lengthen your breath. And in your own time, begin to move a little bit through the fingers and the toes, or wherever else would feel good in your body. And then eventually bend your knees and roll over to one side, curling up into a fetal pose, and just pausing there briefly to notice how you feel. Whenever you feel ready, gently come up, find a comfortable seated posture with the eyes still closed. Once you're there, feel your spine get taller again. And take a few deep cleansing breaths, letting that energy fill your body from head to toe. And we'll close by joining the palms together in front of the heart and chanting Om one time. Take a deep breath in. Om. Exhale and gently bow your head, acknowledging yourself for making the time and space to practice this evening and expressing gratitude to your own body. And thank you all for being here this evening. I hope you enjoyed this class. Have a wonderful, wonderful night's sleep, and I hope to see you again Thursday. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Night, Caroline. I think your sound felt a